Detroit is a foodie city on the rise, welcoming a new wave of destinations for food lovers as the city renews and redefines itself. From Detroit-style pizza to James Beard award-winning pastries, fine dining to Coney Island hot dogs, speakeasies, jazz clubs, and everything in between, I'm sharing some of the best spots to eat and drink in this evolving city. We've just had the most wonderful lunch at a restaurant that Eater Magazine called the best new restaurant in America in 2022. Absolutely delicious. This is Baobab Fare, and it's an East African restaurant serving dishes that are traditional in Burundi. We also got to meet one of the owners. He is so lovely, telling us about the story behind his business and this community that they've established here at the restaurant.
Hey, welcome to Baobab Fare here in Detroit.
We both had the kumuhana, which is tender, marinated chicken, grill roasted with onion, garlic, lemon, a fresh corn salad. It's served with fresh plantains, stewed yellow beans, and your choice of spiced rice or coconut rice. And kumuhana means compassion, which is the inspiration for this dish. We wash it down with a glass of ice-cold passion fruit juice. I highly recommend coming here. If you're in Detroit, do your taste buds a favor. The food is delicious. The people are lovely. This is a wonderful spot to come for a meal. We're at Warda Pâtisserie. This is a lovely, light-filled cafe where you find all sorts of delicious treats. It's named Warda after its founder, chef named Warda. It's originally from Algeria, and recently Warda won a James Beard Award for Outstanding Pastry Chef. She was also selected as one of the 10 Food and Wine Best New Chefs in America for 2022. I'm having this glossy yuzu, which is yuzu mousseline with Concord grape jelly, caramelized white chocolate, and tahini rice crunch. This is a chocolate date and coffee mousse with chocolate mousse, date cream, coffee ganache, and cocoa nibs. This is a mango black sesame financier and a chocolate salted caramel financier. I also couldn't resist getting a coffee when they said that their seasonal specialty right now is a baklava latte. This building was once the headquarters of the fire department, and these enormous red doors behind me are the original doors where the fire trucks used to go in and out. It's since been transformed into a restaurant called the Apparatus Room, but they've left all of these clues and nods to the former life of the building as a fire station, including a round cutout in the ceiling where the fire pole used to be. And now it's a place that's been transformed where you can come for a nice meal. We had the 13-year-old sourdough bread. Of course, the starter is 13 years old, not the bread. It's served with seasonal butter and a selection of pickles. We also had the beet carpaccio with fennel creme fraiche, vanilla oil, chicory, and citrus. The burrata salad with buffalo milk burrata, stone fruit, tomato, herbs, and artichoke. Mark had the Spanish octopus with beet, pickled tomato, and potato aioli. And I had a cozy bowl of the tomato risotto with local tomatoes, basil, and stracciatella. I have honestly lost track of how many people have suggested, or really more like demanded, that we have to come and eat here at Iggy's Eggies. This place is so loved, so popular. It's a walk-up window serving up breakfast. So here I am in the bag, and I can't wait to try. So we got a freshly squeezed orange juice. Oh Lord, that's good. There's nothing like freshly squeezed juice, especially orange juice. My dad calls it liquid sunshine. Would you like a cup of sunshine? Yes, I would. So Mark has authorized me to unveil his breakfast burrito. And it's got scrambled eggs, cheddar, onion, salsa verde, griddled jalapeno, all in a flour tortilla. And you can choose to have it just as is, or you can get a plant-based sausage. Mark went with the zesty pork chorizo. It smells really good.
I love that.
I did the build your own sandwich. So for my bun, I chose 2 hash browns, as well as a breakfast sausage patty, avocado underneath, and an egg, but as they call them at Iggy's, an Eggy. And it comes with this Iggy's special sauce. My very first Iggy's Eggy. This is gonna be very messy. I can't bite that. Look at this. There's no way.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we'll get there.
That's why we're rolling to see this.
Hash browns yummy. Oh, that is hitting the spot. Oh my God.
The bun doesn't seem very effective.
It may not be the most structurally sound, but I can tell you, it's exactly what a hash brown should be. It's delicious. After making quite a mess, I realized that the fork and knife in the bag, they were for me. So it's a lot easier to eat when you use the provided fork and knife. Pro tip. Maybe I should have ordered a coffee instead of orange juice. It's looking that way. This is Buddy's. This is where in 1946, Detroit-style pizza was created for the first time. They took a steel auto pan and made a square pizza. They've been perfecting that Detroit-style pizza for more than 5 generations now. We got to try Hawaiian with a barbecue sauce. And if you come, you really have to try their signature pizza called, of course, the Detroiter. I've got that post pizza high. Is that a thing?
It is in Detroit.
I'm saying it's a thing in Detroit when you had delicious Detroit-style pizza.
And you have some to take away.
Yeah, we couldn't finish it all. It was
Very
so
filling.
good, but very filling.
And cheesy.
I'm so glad we finally got to go to Buddy's
Yeah.
to try that Detroit-style pizza. It's an institution in Detroit. Been around for, more than 75 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think in 75 years, you know how to make a really good pizza.
You really do.
And now we know firsthand. Corktown is the oldest neighborhood in Detroit, and it's where you find the first licensed distillery since the Prohibition era. It's called James Distillery. The owner, Dave, named it after his father, named James, and his grandfather, who's also named James, hence the name James. And if you look at the bottles, you'll see that the seal has the James represented there, and I love that family connection. You can go to Super Guile, which is the bar and restaurant, and try things from the distillery. You can also do a tasting where you can try everything from gin to bourbon to whiskey to rum to coffee liqueur to absinthe. Trying some absinthe. And it smells really strongly of licorice. I actually like this the best so far. And it's a great chance to try them all and then head over to Super Guile and order your favorite. My personal favorite was actually the absinthe. If you like the taste of black licorice, for me it had the best flavor. I also like the citrus gin, and the coffee liqueur was really nice. It smells like coffee grounds.
Yeah.
Mark's favorite was Johnny's Smoking Gun, which according to him went down nice and smoky. Cheers.
Cheers.
If you're in the mood for French food in Detroit, this is Le Suprême. It's a French restaurant on the first floor of the beautiful Book Tower, and it's so cozy inside. You kind of get a glimpse of it over my shoulder. It's just so warm and beckons you from outside as you're walking by with the beautiful hand-painted lettering of the sign. My favorite part inside is actually the clock above the bar, so make sure that you look for that neon clock that's a real antique that they have refurbished to get it beautiful and glowing and working again. The glowing columns and glow blades hanging from the ceiling just add this element of warmth and a classic feel to the French fare that you'll find on the menu. I had a drink called Temptation with Granny Smith apple, lemon, and honey. Mark had a citron crush with lemon juice, raspberry, and orange. We shared a cheese plate to start, and we both ordered the filet mignon as our main, pepper-crusted beef tenderloin, cognac peppercorn sauce. Mark had his with French fries on the side and wilted spinach. I had a dreamy pot of buttery mashed potatoes. Classic, cozy French food What's not to love? Okay, finally some privacy. This is the old telephone booth. I am in the red room, where you can definitely use the phone if you'd like. I'm just in here because we're in the lobby of the Siren Hotel, which is fabulous, but as such, they also have some fabulous music playing, and copyright is a thing, so I'm finding the quietest place that I possibly can. So if you hear a little bit of echo, it's because this is about, I don't know, 2 feet across, like that. Anyway, I love this hotel. This is a historic building in downtown Detroit, like so many of these gorgeous buildings in the downtown core are. It used to be the office for the Wurlitzer Company up until about the 1970s. It's now a boutique hotel. They also have a restaurant where you can get breakfast, lunch, and dinner called Ash Bar. On the main floor, once you head right through the lobby with its nice plush velvet seats, is Candy Bar, and this is the crown jewel here at the Siren Hotel. It's called Candy Bar because of a huge chandelier made of Moreno glass built in the 70s in Venice, Italy. And it's under the horseshoe-shaped bar. And it's called Candy Bar because the glass is shaped like candy ribbons, the kind of candy ribbons that you can buy on the street in Venice, hence Candy Bar. They've got an amazing menu of cocktails that changes seasonally. I had a fallen apple, which is kind of like taking a candy apple and liquefying it into something marvelous. And Mark had one called There She Goes, which is basically key lime pie in a cup, complete with whipped cream and a grated lime zest on top. Try to make a reservation because it is a cozy spot, so they tend to get very full, especially of course on Fridays and Saturdays, but they do welcome walk-ins. So if you don't have a reservation, try your luck, because if there's some space, it's an amazing place to come and enjoy that. I think we're both feeling a little sweeter after Candy Bar.
Very sweet. That was delicious.
If we were standing here in 1927, then this building would have been the Michigan Oriental Theater. And that would have been true up until 1950. Today, of course, it is no longer a theater. It's been transformed into a restaurant called POW. And what I love is that they kept all of the details from the theater, the original theater. So when you go inside, it's got tall ceilings. When you look at the walls, all of the colors, all of the moldings, that is what the theater looks like, and they kept all of it. It's all original. They did build a mezzanine, which is where we sat, and at our table, the wall that's along the far side of the restaurant, that used to be the backstage of the theater, and it's so well preserved. And that mezzanine where you can now sit used to be the stage area. Bon appetit! We tried a bunch of the starters. My favorite was actually the edamame with the sea salt and lime, and also the cauliflower lettuce wraps with cauliflower rice, peanut sauce, and lime. Mark and I both had the miso Chilean sea bass with coconut, cilantro, bamboo sticky rice, pickled ginger, wasabi, and a yuzu ponzu reduction. At the end, they brought out this fabulous dessert, and the best part was that they brought sparklers out for everybody at our table, even though there were no official birthdays going on. And it just made it such a moment of kind of theater, which made so much sense given the history of this special building. You've probably heard of Coney hot dogs, but what you might not realize is that there's a Detroit-style Coney hot dog, and there's debate in Detroit about where you can get the best Detroit-style Coney hot dog. And there's a story about 2 brothers who had a falling out and opened hot dog shops right next to each other. One is called American Coney Island, the other is called Lafayette Coney Island, and you can go there and decide which one you think is the best.
This is the Lafayette. I have to say, I think it is my overall favorite. I really like the hot dog. I do like the vibe over in the other one at American Coney Island. They also have a bigger menu, burgers, all kinds of other stuff, and a lot more space to sit down. But I love the cozy vibe in here. This is right up my alley, and I think probably takes the cake for the overall winner. Both places have a lot going for them. I really like the chili over at American Coney Island, but I think the hot dog is better at Lafayette. Overall, I think Lafayette wins my heart, but try them both.
If you've been to these shops, then I'd love to know which one you think makes the best hot dog. So leave a comment down below and let me know if you think it's Lafayette or American. The best place for live jazz music in Detroit is the legendary Cliff Bells. They also have a restaurant and bar that serves up delicious meals and drinks. After having some different appetizers like the wedge salad, oysters Rockefeller, some really tasty truffle fries, and Brussels sprouts, I had the filet mignon with potato gratin, green beans, and mushroom ragu. And if you know me, you'll know that I took out the mushrooms. And Mark had the roasted chicken with Yukon Gold garlic mashed potatoes with red wine French stew and pork belly. And to drink, we tried the Pink Panther, gotta love that name, and the Lavender Lemonade, both of which were super sweet and super good. But the best thing we had to eat were the Bloody Mary deviled eggs with tomato, pickle, and olive. They were fantastic. And it's just the best feeling to be served great food while great music is also being served up on the stage, so you can enjoy every single bite and every single note. I hope that you and your taste buds have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like if you did. Subscribe to our channel for lots more travel adventures. We always appreciate your support. And check out our other Detroit video for the best things to see and do, where to stay, and how to have the best time in this city that is definitely on the move. We also post lots of other content over on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, so follow us over there for more. Of all the places featured in this video, I'd love to know where you would most like to go for a meal or a beverage. Leave a comment and let us know. Also, what did we miss? Where would you add to this list of the best places to eat and drink in Detroit? Leave us a comment. Thanks again so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.